Hello, my beautiful fragrance family. Dustin here, fragrance fan. Go ahead and do me a solid and click that like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell notification, and I'm just going to keep on bringing you guys these budget-friendly fragrance reviews. That 40-ish and under dollar range, and most of these are way less than that, and a good number of these you can find at your local rack stores. This is not a rack store find. I found this one on Amazon for like $32 or $33. I forget. Don't hold me to that. But it wasn't much different than that. This is November of 2024, just for time reference. And we're going to go ahead and dive into the world of Paris Corner and talk about Rifaaqat Adorn. So stay tuned. I'm going to let you know what I think about this fragrance. So just a couple things about this fragrance. Quick side note is I accidentally bought this one. I thought I was getting the original Rifaaqat, but I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that right. It's just fun to say it like that. But when I got the box and it said Adorn, and I was like, oh man, this is the tuxedo clone. I wanted the baby cat clone, but whatever, here it is. I wouldn't have purchased this one because I have a couple fragrances, you know, Tarathi Brown, the Milestone one, Taxco, but here we are. We got this one. So the notes are listed right on the back of this thing, right? So I'm just going to go over the ones that are most relevant and what I get, whether it's a head note, a heart note, or a base note. This is what it is in a nutshell. Creamy vanilla. Loads of creamy vanilla and tons of warm, smooth cedarwood. Spicy coriander, little bits of pink pepper, giving it that spiciness, a good dose of violet, touches of earthy, moss, and patchouli, and there's a dusty aspect going on there. That's what it is in a nutshell. It's sweet, it's woody, spicy, earthy, powdery. Kind of in that order. So when I got it, I was immediately reminded of, I haven't smelled tuxedo. I don't know what it smells like, but I do know what some of the clones smell like. And I was like, man, this smells a lot like Afnan's Tarathi Brown. It really smells a lot like it. Oh well, I love that scent profile, but it's not the one that I would have picked because I have some fragrances like this that I already love. I did a side-by-side comparison between the two, and they are actually quite different. They have that same amount, almost the same amount of that creamy vanilla. Afnan Tarathi Brown has a little bit more of the creamy vanilla, just about the same amount of patchouli, that earthy patchouli. But this has a whole lot more woods and it's spicier. The Tarathi Brown is barely spicy. It's got like some ozonic stuff in it. It's almost like aquatic, creamy patchouli vanilla, whereas this is more of a woody, spicy, creamy patchouli vanilla. So next to each other, they were quite different, and I've had the Afnan for, I don't know, almost a year now, so it's macerated and it performs wonderfully. This one is brand new. Just got this a couple days ago and I've been wearing it ever since. And with the side-by-side, the Tarathi was the winner. It hung out in my hand much longer. I could clearly smell it the next morning. This one, I could not. But that being said, straight out the box, this thing isn't performing terribly. It's really not. It's a 5-6 hour fragrance, so being that it's that decent right now, it's that decent, since it's decent already straight out of the box, I'm sure that over time, probably January or so, this thing's probably going to turn into a 7+ hour fragrance and maybe even get stronger going on from there. So far, so good. The presentation, lovely. I think this is, these simple bottles sometimes just do it. I mean, it looks kind of like a niche fragrance like this, the way that it is, the pretty juice color, the simple label, it scratches easy. So be careful. I put my finger, I don't know why, I'm still got the child in me or something like the destructive chase. See the line? I just kind of did that, and that's what happened. I don't know if these will last too long. The notes that are on the back of it, I don't know how well they will hold up, but there they are. And atomizer cap does not click good into place at all, which is kind of a shame because everything else about this presentation is great. So Occasions to wear this fragrance are definitely going to be in the cool weather, and this is kind of nighttime appropriate. It's a very rich, warm, nighttime, inviting date night kind of a fragrance. This thing is kind of the get you a little closer, get you kind of in that mindset of like wanting to cuddle or something, because it's very inviting. It's alluring, it's intoxicating, it's, you know, it's got that kind of mesmerizing thing where you just kind of want to get another whiff of that creamy, rich, patchouli vanilla thing going on. It just makes it a super sexy fragrance. This DNA is very, very sexy, intoxicating, alluring. It's addictive a little bit. So it's good for that. Good for date nights, good for nighttime, good for a casual night out, but really, this thing, it's got some class to it. For being a somewhat playful fragrance, it's a very sophisticated kind of playful, if you ask me. Once this thing amps up in the performance, it could work in the club. I feel like it's one of those kind that will. It's not quite as playful as like Arrows, but it's sweet like that. So nighttime, cool weather, it'll work in the day, but I think this shines best in the evening, in the dusk, in the cool. Outside, just doing perfect for that. With all that being said, my overall rating right now, as it sits, is a 7.5. That's with average performance, because the projection is average. The performance right now is average. I'm pretty positive this thing is going to get bumped up to an 8 or an 8.5 just as soon as that performance gets a click up there. That's all it's got to do. But 7.5 clearly puts this into the gem category with a little bit of an extra bonus half of a point there. So overall, super glad I picked it up. I've been enjoying wearing this thing. I've gotten compliments from it. It's a mad compliment, kind of a DNA. I'll be wearing both that, Opnon Trothy Brown, Taxco when I want to smell like this, but I don't want to wear my expensive. The little bit pricier ones, I'd reach for the $14 one. But man, yeah, the quality, decent on this. It's just a nice scent profile. So that's my final thoughts on Paris Corner's Rifaaqat Adorn. With that, I'm out. Y'all be blessed. Take care of yourself always. Until next time.